What's up? This is Johnny. So happy 4th of July. I hope you all had a good one. Hope you're safe. Hope you didn't get no tickets, lighting them illegal fireworks. I know one thing is that I did not wake up hungover, but I did wake up tired because they were lighting up them illegal fireworks till like 1 o'clock in the morning. And when you're deep asleep and you hear a big old kaboom, shit wakes you up, and then it's hard to go back to sleep for me anyways. I had some coffee, but so I hope you guys had a good one. Hope you spend it well with the family. I went to Los Nietos Park, and that place was packed. It was, I don't remember seeing it that crowded ever before. Growing up, they did not sell beers. Now they sell beers. They had 2 stages this year. On the second stage, they had that No Doubt tribute band, No Duh. And second stage, last year, I don't know if they had it last year, I can't remember. I know they had 1, but I don't think they had 2. Either way, let me just say it was a great fireworks show. 250 years, it was an awesome show. The finale, of course, was great. The one thing I don't understand is why they don't play the original patriotic music that they used to play when I was growing up. Like the one that they stopped playing is Ray Charles' America the Beautiful. They play it, but it's somebody else. It's not the original one, which sucks because, I love the song growing up. I remember, watching 4th of July, and then that song would come on. But then, of course, Sandlot came out, and with the Sandlot movie, I'm always going to remember. And if you've seen Sandlot, I'm always going to remember that song in that movie when they're doing 4th of July, America the Beautiful. And I don't understand why they have to change it to this new remix, and it sucks. But other than that, it was a great night. No problems. At least I didn't see any problems. A few years ago, on the way out, we did see a couple little youngsters duking it out, going at it. I know when I was young, a lot of shit used to happen in that park. A lot of stuff. I'm talking like in the 80s, late 80s. I'm talking like shootings and fights, and just, it was wild, very wild. But, thank goodness for Santa Fe Springs. They cleaned up the park, the city, and it was good. That night was a great night. That's what I got to say. And if you were there, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, on Sunday, they had the Mexico game right there at the park, which was, I didn't go because it was so hot for me. You can't put tarps, so I wasn't going to sit on the sun. And unfortunately, they lost. But, they lost to a good team. What are you going to do? They lost to England. It's a good team. The other thing I am excited about is that the countdown starts now. At the time of this recording, July 7th, I am heading out to me and a couple of the guys. We are going to Chicago to see the Cubs, Wrigley Field, to see the Cubs play the Dodgers. I think we're going on 2 games. And we're leaving on Saturday, August 1st, about 12:15 a.m. LAX. And I am excited. I've only been to 3 different ballparks: Petco, San Diego, Anaheim, and San Francisco. I've been to those parks. I would love to go to different parks. But I'll be going to the Chicago Wrigley Field. Just a little FYI, I have never been on a plane. This is the first time I'm going to get on a plane and fly. I used to fly high. I used to be high. Hey-hoo. Let me do that dance. But I've never been in a plane. This is the very first time I'm going on a plane. And I don't know if I have mixed feelings. I don't think I do. Some people are saying that the takeoff is the crazy part, or the landing. But for me, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a whole new experience. I will be there for 5 days, sightseeing. We'll see how it goes. And I don't know. For me, everybody likes to. I mean, of course, I would love to go out of country, but I think that here in the country, in America, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of beautiful places that I can go visit and still be in my homeland. You know what I mean? Like, still feel safe. But anyways, I don't know where I'll go next, but I know for this one, first time in 4 more weeks. We're leaving again August 1st, so it's on a Saturday, 2:15 in the morning. So I'm literally excited. We'll see what happens, and I'm gonna try to document this one. I don't know what I can take on the airplane. It says that I can take a tripod, but if not, I can always record, holding it like this. I will introduce you to the 2 other guys that I'm going with. So while I'm there on Sunday, I'm really hoping that we get to go to Akron, Ohio, which is like 5 hours away. That'll be an all-day thing, and hopefully we can go on a Sunday. I'm sure a bunch of you guys have been to Chicago. Let me know where's the best deep dish pizza out there, or Chicago dogs, or what is good to eat, what is good to visit. So let me know, all right? And drop a comment. Peace out. The other thing too is that today, I go for walks, 4-mile walks in the morning. I try to go 4 times a day, 4-mile walks. And this morning I started my week. So when I go for walks, I usually talk to an old timer on the phone. And today I spoke to an old timer on the phone. We only stood on the phone for like 20 minutes, and we were talking. And he said something, for me, it was like fucking profound. So I'm in a program, and one of the ones that they do say is, this is a simple program for complicated people. And me and him had talked one time a while back, and I don't remember what he said. He doesn't remember what he said, but I brought that up, and he ended up giving me some other stuff that I thought that was really, really good. It was profound. And I asked him, and he says, you know what makes it so complicated? Why we make it so complicated? And I said, no, I don't. And he goes, the reason we make it complicated, because we think that we can control our spiritual journey. And for me, that was like, it cracked my head wide open. I was like, whoa, we want to control our spiritual journey by trying to figure shit out and trying to control every path, the spiritual path that we're taking, instead of just living life. But when he said that, I was like, damn. And it's true. He says that not the only thing, but the one thing that we do have is a willingness. We need to stay willing on the spiritual path to help the other one who's suffering, and help him find a power greater than ourselves. But the problem is that once we start thinking, we become unavailable. And I was just like, damn, that's some good shit right there. So yeah, it's not complicated. A spiritual journey for me anyways, or the path, it has to do a lot with experience, living life as it comes, try the best that I can, or for you guys, you try the best that you can, you try to make the right decision. I know for me, I always have to check my motives. Is a decision that I'm going to make based on fear, something that I want, or something that I'm going to lose? Is that going to be my decision? And when that happens, that is not God's will. So I try to make, when it comes to decisions, I do my best to pray and just ask God for the right action. And if it doesn't work, it's okay, because as long as I don't hurt anybody, and if I don't hurt anyone, then that means I don't need to make amends. But if I hurt somebody, I do have to make amends. Make it complicated because we think that we can control our spiritual path. Instead of just living life, praying, relying on God, and do the best that we can. I know for a long time that I would always, the way it looked for me was that I would always kind of like overthink everything. And before you know it, I'm making a decision based on fear because I overthought it. Then I spoke to another old timer, and I've told a few people about this. In fact, I was having dinner with a friend of mine on Sunday, and I was explaining what like seemed to what I kind of went through, and it's in one of my videos about the God removing these defective characters and us wanting to keep it because we don't trust. I don't have no faith in God. I don't believe that what God has for me is going to be better than what I have, even though what I have is broken. The toy that I have is broken. So when I was talking to my friend, I was telling her how I've never, in my 14 years of this path, either I don't remember, I don't know, either I don't remember, I've never been so conscious and so aware of that, the fundamental idea of God that dwells within me. I don't remember being so conscious and aware of that. And for me, I mean, it's hard to explain. In the book, it talks about the fourth dimension, and I don't know, it's hard to explain it, but I know that I'm really focused on that, and it's a trip. So, I've been on this path, like I said, for 14 years, and I keep helping other people. I do the book studies. I read the book with another person over and over. I help out whoever needs it. And sometimes it's just to listen. A lot of the times, actually, it's just to listen to the other person and try my best not to give any advice and just listen. What I do, though, and I let them know, listen, I'm not going to give you advice, but how about if I just help you see it in a different way? Because a lot of times, I know it happens for me, a lot of times I see it in a victim perception, in a victim way. And when I talk to other people, they help me see it in a different angle. So that's what I do, because that's what it was done with me. So what I try to do is just help them see it that way. And, they don't got to do anything I say. No one's forcing you to do anything, nothing at all. No one forced me to do the steps. No one forced me to come to the rooms. No one forced me to get a sponsor. No one forced me to do anything. Pain made me do it. Me being sick and tired of this thinking that happens up here, that's what made me do it. And it's worked so far. It's worked actually pretty good. I was sharing today that it's not that life gets better, is that my perception of life gets better. And because my perception got better, surprise, life got better too. And, I'm no longer a victim. I know now I'm not a victim. Today I have choices. I can run amok, go for it. Run the muck if you want. Or run God's will, do God's will. But if I run the muck, I will pay a spiritual price. And am I willing to do that? I don't know. We'll see. But again, that's the thing, is that's a beautiful thing about my understanding of God, is that He's there. He won't leave me. I will make a mistake. Doesn't mean I'm the mistake, but if it's a mistake, and if I learn that lesson, I will definitely get the blessing. And when that happens, woo-hoo, what a feeling, what an awakening, what a spiritual experience. So let me know what you guys think. That's one of the things too, is that when I first started doing these videos, I was so scared, so nervous. And honestly, I'm talking about the stuff that I like. I love talking about recovery. It's just, it's one-on-one. Or if anyone out there wants to talk about recovery, wants to do a podcast with me, let me know. Let's do it. We'll have a conversation about it. But today I am comfortable. And that's what I mean. It's not a coincidence that I have a conscious awareness of God. And I can, like, I can't explain it, but it's there. And the fact that I'm getting this confidence, not cockiness, this confidence of doing these videos. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Again, this is Johnny. Sobriety date is September 25th, 2011. And by the grace of God, I keep coming back, and I have that gift of desperation that I am literally on a path of this spiritual thing, this spiritual journey. So let me know what you guys think, all right? Once again, peace out.